Guten Tag, YouTube. Welcome. This is Ardwulf, and we're on episode 29 of our playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 as Germany. And we are on January 30th, 1941. We are preparing for the war against the Soviet Union, which we just learned at the end of the last episode could happen any time, according to the pact status. And I believe I figured out that it was these additional Romanian and Hungarian forces, Hungarian forces on the frontier here that made the difference. So let's start the clock. We've seen a reassertion of British naval power lately, which I am not terribly pleased with. I'm doing port strikes in Brest again. I'd really like to find out rebase that guy. Put him to work. Let's go to air map mode here. How do these guys have no fucking order again? How do these guys have no order again? So I'm not sure what just happened here. Nor am I convinced that I remember how to work this control. There we go. These tactical bombers have no order. These interceptors have no order. Yeah, something's fishy here. I don't know what happened. It's like all my air units somehow got reset, or some of them anyway, not all of them. Plus their support is Sturzkampfgeschwader. Stop the clock here. Let's make sure they don't reset to nothing. Alright, I'm going to have to stop the clock while I do this, because otherwise... Those are transports. Kampfgeschwader, Jagdgeschwader, Z-Kampfgeschwader, Jagdgeschwader. Let's make sure everybody's working here. Alright, everybody's back to work. So that works. I'm happy with that. And let's check and see how these guys are doing in the south of France. they're recovering. They fought some pretty big battles, and they sank a lot of stuff. Let's look at the Friedrich der Grosse, actually. So at this point, we're going back to speed 4. I'm waiting for production to roll off. And critically, this is coming any day. More infantry, more medium armor, more radar stations, which we need rather badly. May 3rd and 4th. They're not going to make it before the invasion. But that's okay. But what we'll do here, we need to... We're going to detach... This is the 2nd Army. We're going to detach it, and we're going to create a new army group. And it's going to be called, by default, 1st Army Group. I'm going to call it Heeresgruppe Süd. And we're going to attach it to Oberkommando der Wehrmacht. Alright, we'll fix that in a minute. I'll put this army group back here. With strategic movement, because we don't actually want to waste a ton of time. And we're going to actually put this army under that army group as well. And that gives 2 army groups. One with 3 and one with 2. Okay, so we're back in the air war here. We're going to take this and move him to Neustetten, because we can. And we're going to change the name, because it's not Heeresgruppe Ost anymore. It's Heeresgruppe Nord. And of course the High Command here has 4 army groups under it. So we may end up with another theater command in the long run here, because we may end up with a 3rd army group on the east front. I'm looking at... I want to pause for that. Yeah, see, that's much better. Much better. Where are we port striking? Here? Or was that here? I think that was here. Sturzkampfgeschwader. They'd be hitting them. They have no order. Again, they have no order. These may have been guys I set to do this only for a month. So I'm happy with that. Kampfgeschwader, no order, not okay. But they're like out of organization too. Alright. I'm going to send them anyway. They won't be super effective. Naval air targeting. Okay, we're going to take a look at some of this tech because, like, naval air targeting, for example, I don't really feel like we need. Let's go to air doctrines, though. So that puts us at 28. We have 1 to move. But we looked at industry, and we really want oil refining. So we're going to put that in instead. Where is Plymouth exactly? That's Plymouth. See, we get this bullshit information here. Let's look at diplomacy, see where the U.S. is. They're moving fairly swiftly back. Let's look at the U.S. German-American Bund is at 35%. Republicans are actually up. They were down to like 9% at one point. Looking at ministers, though, everything still looks good. And looking at the UK, though, actually is where I wanted to look. They are at 50%. They're over 50% surrender progress. So they have 29.7 of their important cities occupied, and they're currently at a national unity of 59.1%. If the occupation is higher than their national unity, then they'll surrender. So if that number goes, if this number, the 29.7%, goes up above 59.1%, which means it needs to be close to twice as high as it is, and that's going to be... I mean, India will hurt them. Let's see how the Japanese are doing over there. Have they taken Calcutta? They haven't, but it looks like they're moving to encircle it. So I'll be happy with that. Looking at our diplomacy, just because I'm curious. Our relations with Japan are not that good. Even with the Soviet Union, they're still at 125. So I have heard that if you take London, there's an automatic declaration of war by the Soviet Union. We got an infantry division. Alright, those guys are going over here. Let's not do that. Let's see where we are here. So we have space. Looking at this. So what I think I want to do, let's work in the north, actually, because we have a big opening right here. So let's work here. So we have two armies up here. So what I think I'm going to do is we will take... Okay, we're going to detach that. We're going to detach that. We have to fix that. We're going to detach this. And we're going to detach this. And then we're going to make a new army command. And this one is going to be called the 1st Panzer Army. And let's see if we can find somebody better than this bozo. Yes, we can. Commando. Offensive Doctrine. I like this guy. Be in charge. Alright, now, let's take the 1st Panzer Army. And we want to attach that to, we'll call it, we'll put it up with Heeresgruppe Nord. And then we'll look for the rest of these guys. Didn't I detach this already? 1st Panzer Army. 1st Panzer Army. We're going to take this army command and put it about right here. No, strategically move him. We've lost that Battle of Plymouth. These mountain guys. We need to fix that, though. So let's just detach that from its current place in the hierarchy and attach it to the 4th Army. The 3rd Army? Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So let's look at, we're looking for the rest of the Panzer units here that we haven't attached. If there are any. There are. This one. 1st Panzer Army. Alright, and then let's take a look at this. So right now, we'll put this under Heeresgruppe West. And we'll put the Fallschirmjäger under Heeresgruppe West, directly under Heeresgruppe West, as a matter of fact. This clown... What's this guy even doing here, man? We'll strategically relocate him up to Königsberg. And then we have this infantry division, which needs to go into a corps. We can put that in the Gebirgskorps, because that's where the unit is. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. And then we have this Panzer Corps, which needs to be attached to the 1st Panzer Army. And then, looking at the 1st Panzer Army, it's got 5 Panzer Corps attached to it. So that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we have space to put this guy. Except we really don't. We need to start a new unit for it. But that's okay. Tactical command structure advance. Okay, so... Looking here, that's got 5. This has 3. Yeah, let's think about exactly how we want to play that. This has 4. But that's not well positioned. So we're going to put this new guy here. Start a new corps. And this will be the 29th. Start a new corps. This will be the 29th Army Corps. And we'll attach that not to the 5th Army, but to the 4th Army. Right? We want it to be on... Wait a minute. Alright, we're going to detach this guy, put him up with the 4th Army. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened, so we'll detach that. We're going to put this guy with the 4th Army, and then we'll put this guy, this new guy, with the 3rd Army. And that's where the next 4 infantry divisions will go as well. Japan enforced conquer on Bhutan. Inefficient research. Submarine torpedoes. Let's see what we can do for... That goes under escorts. Submarine hull. Submarine air warning equipment. We're already working on sonar. Submarine engine. You know, my existing subs are doing really well. I think I'm gonna not do that. I think I want it under air somewhere, which I have really not paid as much attention to as I should have. Port strike tactics, we could do interdiction tactics. What I'm really looking for... no, I'm not doing that yet. Battlefield interdiction. Fighter ground control. Radar combat impact. Oh, let's take a look at that, actually. Airborne assault. And what do we got here? The Sturgeschwader. Now we'll put that in the Reserve Flotilla, which we could probably take a look at. Although this... oh, fabulous. Well, that's fine. They can stay down there. This unit's starting to look good again. We're going to send them out on patrol. Let's take a quick look at air, just to make sure no bullshit is occurring. Fighters have tended to be pretty good. Wow, these guys are in terrible shape. They gotta rest. These guys should probably rest too. So I'm gonna have to pull some of these guys off the air war against Britain, though, for the fight in the east. And I don't have, like, Dick in production for air. 355 and 299. That's a terrible, terrible deficit. Let's keep the clock moving while we look at production again. April, March, 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 March. Alright, we've sunk some transports, some more transports. We have a large front advance. Let's take a look at large front advance and see if we want to continue pursuing that. I would say no. Let's instead go for... superior firepower. And now let's look at production here. Oh, holy shit. These numbers are not favorable. So, ooh, we have actually lost a plane. No, we haven't lost a plane here. These guys have been doing what they're doing. They're doing air intercept in central Germany to ward off strategic bombing, which we simply cannot afford. Militia light artillery advance, that's coming off. Militia light artillery. And I put that in there because I've got a lot of garrison units with artillery, and it improves toughness on the garrison units. Look at our officer ratio is not favorable. Looking at diplomacy, U.S. is moving in our direction. Let's look at intelligence. We don't have a huge flotilla of spies. Looking at Switzerland, but I'm pulling that out. I'm pulling this out of Iraq. They're conquered. I can pull this out of Bulgaria. So this leaves me with basically 3 espionage targets at this time. The Soviet Union, the US, and the UK. Now, here's our spies estimate a total of 63.7 unity, but if we go here, we can see their actual national unity, so that's a little bit lame. They're at 57%. That is got to be Bombay. Yep, Japanese took it. Excellent. So, we are going to take that off. Thank you, Japan. And we are going to... It would be, I think, inconceivable for the UK to fall without taking London. I just don't see any way to make that happen. So we should probably do a reorganization of our forces in France as well, because right now it's kind of a mess. This is the second Sicherungsarmee. And move them up here a little bit. Strategically redeploy that. Keep everything coming. Keep everything coming. Light bomb development. Let's pull that off. Large fuel tank. See, that large bomb only affects strategic bombers, and I haven't built any, and I'm unlikely to build any. But this looks useful. And this is, let's see, fighters. This might be more useful, but it's 1943, and we're nowhere near 1943, and I'm not gonna take the penalty for the sake of that technology. That said, I'm gonna add something else. Secret. Strategic rocket deployment. We're going to start nuclear research. And I'm going to move it up so that it actually happens. It won't happen until 1942. So they lost some destroyers. Let's look at what kind of shape that fleet is in. It looks golden. Look at our U-boats. You know what? These guys aren't doing anything. No wonder. Shit. Convoy rating. No wonder they're in such great shape. What explains that? Oops. I never promised not to fuck anything up, so... There's so much micromanagement involved in this game that, I mean, you're gonna miss stuff. We have won the Battle of the Mouth of the Thames. Where is that? That's right here. What do we got there? Nah, we can't tell. So let's make sure that our radars work in here. We have it in Cherbourg 2. So I'm pretty sure I know where the next ones are going. At least 2 of them. What do we got? Ooh, anti-aircraft guns. Good, 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 good. Alright, let's look at Brest real quick. Brest's anti-aircraft guns. Since this seems to be my major port, we're going to load that up. And again, I'll whine about there not being a map mode that shows you where your industry is. In Berlin. What is this? Breslau. Yeah, we'll put that there. Alright. Do I have more coming? No. That's the end of the anti-aircraft for now. Which is fine. I could start building land forts up here, which would be this whole sort of west wall thing, but that is not something I have to worry about right now. At the UK, at the US, US's neutrality is 55%. The difference, their highest threat is me, oddly enough. But we'll see how that goes. Dingle Bay. Wreaking havoc in Dingle Bay. Looks like we may need to take a break here again. I do feel like I'm paying sufficient attention to that particular situation right now. So let's see what's coming. March and April for the radar stations. September for the industry. May for that. All right, the time has come where it's 4th March. We need to start thinking about the Soviet Union. So let us look at our various Jagdgeschwader SWAT squadrons. We're going to hunt this guy, and we're going to take him, and we'll put him here. And I'm looking for guys with low organization because they're going to sit for another week or two. This is a perfect choice, and he's got no order anyway. I want at least one here, so we'll rebase that. And I need at least one more. All right, so this puts, now let's do some reorganization here. So we have Heeresgruppe North, Heeresgruppe West, Heeresgruppe Süd. And we need to look at these. Sturzkampfgeschwader. So this needs to go under Heeresgruppe West. Okay. So this unit goes with Heeresgruppe Süd. We need the extra here. I need this unit goes with Heeresgruppe Nord. This unit goes to Heeresgruppe Nord. We need one more Jagdgeschwader, and we'll take this guy. Rebase him here. And we'll put him under Heeresgruppe Süd. And then we need 2 Kampfgeschwader. And again, we want to pull the guys with the lowest organization. We'll put this guy under Heeresgruppe Nord is more important. And we'll put that here. And then we'll take this guy, put him under Heeresgruppe Süd, put him here. April 1st. We're shooting for April 1st. So what's coming off between now and April 1st? Nothing. Well, not nothing, but a couple more medium panzer divisions. So there's that. That'll be helpful. I need the mediums more than I need anything else right now. Now we need to... Hold on. Let's pause. Alright, and the British immediately started taking advantage of that. So let's take a look at production, because we need to kick this up, and it's actually pretty close to its maximum right now. Actually, everything there looks good. Our manpower is down, which is not cool. Technology, looking at industry, agriculture is what we want. Let's put that into production. It needs a break. They don't. Alright, now let's make sure that we're pretty close to ready to go here. Let's make sure everybody's in the command structure, for one thing. This looks good. I'd honestly like to have... I mean, I've got 20 more divisions coming. It's just going to be a couple of months before they come off. So let's start looking at how we're going to attack that. I'm going to drop it to speed 3 here. Now, an interesting thing that I don't really ever use is the battle plan thing. We will look at Unternehmen Barbarossa. So here we have the historical thrusts, and none of this makes any fucking sense if you ask me, based on the actual game map. So we are going to remove this from the plan. Yes, get rid of that. Then we'll add a plan, and we will call it Unternehmen Barbarossa. And then let's see here. So we want to look for... Well, first of all, let's get this guy on the table. Because there's an understrength. Alright, we got to figure out where he's going. Airstrip Nord, 1st Panzer Army. So somewhere here is an understrength Panzer Division, and this is it. This is the 24th Panzer Corps. That's where that's going. Okay, back to Unternehmen Barbarossa. Alright, so we want... Let's plan the southern push first. And we're going to push everywhere, but we're going to do a push here. And in fact, let's see. We will take this division and move it there. Take this division here, this division here, this division here, this division here, and what's this? That's the HQ. Okay, so that looks good. Here we have some more heavy panzers. We're going to move. Let's see how we're approaching this. We'll take the heavy, put it here. Take the light, put it here. Take the light, put it here. The medium, put it here. Put the HQ here. So that's these down here, and we have everyone on the border up here. This is Gebirgskorps. Let's see, this is Panzer Corps, very good. This is Panzer Corps, very good. Panzer Corps, Infantry Corps. Okay, so looking at this Infantry Corps, we'll go here with this. We'll go here with... Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Here with that. Now this, we'll send the heavy in here. Send the heavy there. I guess I'm going to close this battle plan editor. I'm obviously not going to use it. Leave the HQ behind. Here's more panzers. Send the light, send the light. Send the medium, send the light, send the heavy. This is infantry. We'll move him up here. Not just the HQ, though. All of them. Here's more panzers. We're going to send the heavy here. A light, a medium, and leave the HQ behind. Moving up back to the Panzer Army. Everybody's in motion. That's moving. Make sure all this stuff behind the... This is where extra guys are coming in. All these guys behind the line are actually doing stuff. We'll take this whole stack and put it here. Looking at VPs. What's VPs here? So this is Kaunas. This is Lvov. So these are Polish VPs actually. Minsk is the only real first Soviet one. And these are actually probably old Baltic states things. So we could really use another infantry division up here, because this is where it spreads out the most at first. Alright, so let's go back to political map mode. We have things in motion. And let's take a look at what we have going on over here, because once again, we'll do runway cratering. Stop that. Yeah, we'll do runway cratering. Continuous during the day. Interceptors. Why that is there, I haven't the vaguest idea. That's a terrible placement for that. Okay, what's the problem here? Runway cratering, continuous during the day. Alright, that looks fine. These guys now have no order. We're going to do air superiority. That looks fine during the day. Okay. Naval bombers once again have no order. We'll run that continuously during the day. I think they might drop their orders after after they run out of organization. So that's actually not surprising. No air here. That's not okay. Give them a nice big radius. Not quite that big. Close air support. We'll do a port strike here. Continuous during the day. Close air support. We'll do a port strike. Do a port strike here. Continuous during the day. All right, and then these guys, which I'm having trouble selecting for some reason. I actually have an air unit here. I might not. Okay, so we've run long once again. So it is the 12th of March 1941. We intend to declare war on the Soviet Union fairly shortly. So that will be extremely exciting, and in fact will be the big challenge of this Hearts of Iron 3 game. So I thank you for watching. I will not keep you any longer. Please tune in for the next episode, which will be up shortly. And I thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.